Okay, we'll slowly begin our program today. Okay, happy Easter Sunday, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to Sunday service today. I'm sure today we have some guests from Manhattan Family Church as well. So thank you everybody for coming all the way here. Yes, so there will be some familiar faces in the crowd as well. To those that I do not know from Manhattan Family Church, my name is Hana Tachiiri, and I'm originally from Los Angeles, but I moved to Belvedere last June to help out with the community, and I'll be your MC for today. So, welcome. And yes, it is a misty morning and a bit chilly, but I hope that we can, yes, warm each other up with our smiles and our environment. So, let's get started with our announcements. It may not work. Oh! Okay, so starting off with our first announcement, we want to announce our Belvedere Easter workshop. We're going to be having a lesson about Easter, also some fun egg paint and egg hunts, and we also have lunch provided and a bouncy castle. It's really fun. So it's for primarily grades 0 to 7th grade, and $3 for BFC who paid annual registration, and $5 for 2 to 5 years old and BFC grandchildren. And if you have a third child or more that wants to register, it will be free. So please bring your own basket for egg hunting so you can collect all your trinkets and eggs. And it will be on Sunday, April 5th. Today! It's today! Right now, they're having it. It began 3 minutes ago until 12 p.m. So I don't think you need a QR code to register, but if you have some last minute signups, please feel free to do so. You can join the egg hunt. And next, we have the White House Annex Repairs Fund. So, for those of you who do not know, this is called the White House, and a lot of church members stay there. I personally stay there, but they want to restore and refix the house kind of next to it. It's called the Annex, and it's going through a lot of damages. That is where, when the NGM missionaries stayed, that's where all the girls stayed as well. And they liked it too, but we want to upgrade it, so please help us restore and strengthen our home. We're currently raising a goal of $5,000 for essential upgrades, and we have a matching opportunity in the process. So for the next month, the Northeast region will match donations up to $2,000. So if you donate $100, the Northeast region will also donate $100. So it's double, and your gift goes twice as far. So every contribution helps. It doesn't matter the quantity, but your heart to really invest for one of our properties for Belvedere Family Church community. So you can also add White House Annex to your donation purpose if you want to Zelle. And we have next Saturday, we have a Navigating Parenting in a Digital World workshop. So it's going to be hosted by Mrs. Jill Anderson. She has a Master's of Arts in Educational Psychology. And she is a mom, an educator, and founder of Mindful Tech Lessons. And for those of you who want to learn about practical strategies for parenting in today's digital age, especially with all these technology upgrades and improvements, it's really difficult to catch up with all the modern technology. So, those of you who want to learn, everyone is welcome. I know it might say navigating parenting, but even if you're not a parent, then if you want to take notes for your future children, then you can also attend too. It's $15 early registration by the 16th and $20 at the door. And primarily for also parents, if you have parents, maybe like toddlers to teenage age children. Yes, it's a Peace Start Just Me event too. So seating is definitely limited. We only have room for 30 people. So if you're interested, please scan the QR code or ask Mika, Pastor Mika. And we have our very first Japanese member gathering with Bridgeport and Belvedere community. I heard this morning that it actually will be extended. It will not be on April 18th due to also preparation for Reverend Dunkley coming the next day. But it's going to be a wonderful opportunity to engage with one another as Bridgeport Japanese members and Belvedere Japanese members, and also get to know Reverend Kikuchi too. And you can bond together during dinner, and anybody can participate as long as you're able to. I believe the primary language used is Japanese, so if you feel like you're able to catch up with conversations in that language, then anybody can participate, any generation. And it's not all the time where you can really bond with one another in your own primary language, especially in I would say the most common language used in our community around the world. So please register. ぜひ参加お待ちしています。今、参加者0人なので。そう寂しいので、私も参加しますし、デンティも参加しますし、菊池さんも参加されますので、ぜひ質問などがあれば私に声かけてください。ありがとうございます。Okay. And a fee to attend is $10. We will provide dinner. Yes, so that's all the announcements we have for today. But per usual, you can visit at belvederefamily.com. And yes, so that will be the end. Let us welcome up the song team to begin our day.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful Easter. Happy Easter to everybody here and online. So Michael is off today and he'll be off next week as well, so I'm stepping in. So you have to sing loud enough so he can hear wherever he is, okay? All of you online as well. So let's stand and sing these beautiful songs, The Call for Reapers and In the Garden. Far and near the fields are teeming with the waves of ripened grain. Far and near their gold is gleaming, for the sun is low and plain. Lord of harvest, send forth reapers, hear us, Lord, to thee we cry. Send them now the sheaves to gather, ere the harvest time pass by. Send them forth with morn's first beaming, send them in the noontide air, when the sun's last rays are gleaming. Bid them gather everybody sing out. Lord of harvest, send forth reapers, hear us, Lord, to thee we cry. Send them now the sheep to gather here, harvest time pass by. O'er the womb thy Lord is sending, gather now the sheaves of gold. Heavenward then at evening wending, thou shalt come with joy and Lord of harvest, send forth reapers, hear us, Lord, to thee we cry. Send them now the sheaves to gather, ere the harvest time pass by. Lord of harvest, send forth reapers, hear us, Lord, to thee we cry. Send them now the sheaves to gather, ere the harvest time pass by. Amen. Call for on to the garden song. This is a very beautiful song. Let's make it so.
I come to the garden alone, while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. He speaks, and the sound of his voice is so sweet, the birds hush their singing, and the melody that he gave to me within my heart is ringing. And he walks with me, talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. Interlude. I stay in the garden with him, though the night around me be falling, but he bids me go with the voice of woe. His voice to me is calling, and he walks with me, talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known.
Amen. Thank you so much. You may be seated.
Can I get one more hand for the song team? Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much. And for those of you who welcomed us, welcome to Sunday service on Easter Sunday. We have some guests from Manhattan Family Church as well. So please greet your neighbor. And today, after our two songs, we have a special offering song from Satoshi Yabuki from Manhattan Church. And he will be presenting a video called Shout to the Lord. So I hope that we can enjoy. Is it ready? All right. Oh, would you like to? Oh, you're gonna sing live? Okay, so I received that YouTube link. Sorry. Oh, so we would like to please welcome Satoshi Habuki to the stage.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Easter. Just one moment. I want to take one moment. So today, we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus. So you love Jesus, right? Yes, because Jesus loves you a lot. Jesus is a friend. King of Kings is a friend. And he sacrificed his life to save you. And he was resurrected to love you more. And he promised to come back. Yes. Then he kept his promise. He made a second coming. You know who that is? Yes. He came back as the parents, because parents have children, grandchildren. So our blessing will last and expand forever. So Jesus will love us forever. And now Jesus is one with true parents. And then other saints and sages and angels, they are all together to bless us. So it's like a package blessing. So it's all inclusive. Yes. You like that, eh? Yes. For this enormous blessing, we want to shout. Yes. You don't want to whisper. You don't want to whisper like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, true parent. No. You want to shout. Okay? So you're ready to shout. Okay. Let us shout together. So let us sing, shout to the Lord, so that we can have some miracles too. Okay? So I should sing already, right? So, I'm very nervous, but it's gonna be fun, right? Okay. Yeah, thank you. Okay, let's do it. Okay. All right. My Jesus, my Savior, Lord, there is no like you. All of my days, I want to praise the wonders of your mighty love. My comfort, my Savior, power of refuge and strength, let every breath, all that I am, never cease to worship you. Shout to the Lord of the earth, let us sing. Power and majesty, praise to the King. Mountains bow down and the seas will roar at the sound of your name. I sing for joy at the work of your hand. Forever I love you, forever I stand. Nothing compared to the promise I have. You do. I comfort, power of refuge and strength, let every breath, all that I am, never cease to worship you. Shout to the Lord of the Power and majesty, praise to the King. Mountains bow down and the seas we roar at the sound of your name. I sing for joy at the work of your hand. Forever I love you, forever I stand. Nothing compared to the promise I have in you. Nothing compared to the promise I have in you. Thank you.
Thank you, Satoshi-san. Let's give another round of applause. Oh, so beautiful. You can feel God's presence here with us, right? We're in his arms, in his embrace. So, good morning, happy Easter. Please join me in prayer. Our beloved Heavenly Parents, true parents, Jesus, Spirits Divine, I thank you for giving us this beautiful Sunday morning. We can gather together as one family centering on you. Not just the Belvedere Family Church, but also Manhattan, and also the Kachikuri couple are here with us today. So I pray that we can really come together to really remember this day, the day of resurrection, and also to know that this is the first week of April. We're now in spring, this time of new life and renewal. So I pray that as we really receive the message today, we can be inspired and know that new life is coming into us today, and that we can be inspired to go out and share your love to this world as well. So I thank you and pray that we can really be with open hearts, minds, and spirits. So I think and I close this prayer in attendance for Holy Mother Han, in gratitude in my name, Joshua Tatsuki, the Great Tatsuki West family, and everyone gathered here. Aju.
Thank you so much for the beautiful opening prayer, and thank you so much for our wonderful performance. I'm really grateful for all of us to hear it live. So, for today's Easter Sunday service, our main message will be given by none other than our very own Pastor Justin from Belvedere Family Church. So, please help me welcome him on.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Good to see you all. Tech team. Oh, clicker. There we go. That's what I was looking for. All right. Yeah. Wow. Good to see you all. Yeah, I'm really grateful for Pastor Joshua for bringing the whole Manhattan family. Let's give them a round of applause. It's really nice, every once in a while to get together like this. So yeah, it's really amazing. And of course, having the Kachikuri couple here is another blessing today. So many blessings on this Easter Sunday. Maybe you might have noticed something's different about me today. Oh, you got it. Wow. Yeah, I was growing out really long so that the transition, the shock value would be, even more, Easter Sunday, if you revive, something like that. Anyway, it's good to be here. And today I wanted to talk about what is God planting in you this season. So we are welcoming in the spring, right? We have some beautiful April showers this week, and maybe a little bit today. We are welcoming in this new season, and I think spring is always a time when we can feel this sense of new beginnings in our life, right? The winter, I think, is a really good time for, just kind of chilling a little bit more, right? I mean, it's very natural, right? It's cold outside, so you want to stay in a little bit more. You don't want to go out and do as much. But it's a good time to kind of reflect. It's a very natural time to reflect on how was this past year, to think about the past spring, and think about the seeds that I planted. What went well, what maybe didn't go so well. Also, maybe feeling like, oh, you know what? I really wish I did that, this past spring, so that I could enjoy it right now. So sometimes we feel this sense of regret, like, oh, like, man. And also, the winter is a time to start dreaming, right? To start thinking about the future, about this year, right? Many of us maybe have created some New Year's resolutions. Any of you guys have some New Year's resolutions? Just a few of you, okay? Well, it's not too late. Yeah, some of you maybe had New Year's resolutions and now you don't remember what they are. That's okay too. Yeah, but anyway, that's a really great time for the winter. And now that the spring is here, it's really time to start sowing our seeds, right? To start planting and to take all of those inspirations, that we've got from our looking back at our past year, from the past successes and failures and lessons, and having all that, and then starting to plant it and have it grow roots into the soil, grounded in reality, so that you can start seeing what else is possible in your life. And that's, I feel, why spring for me, I think for many of us, is it's kind of an exciting time. It's a time of action. It's a time to really start taking the action now that's going to bear fruit in the months to come, in the fall and in the summer and the fall. And also, I want to share this quote from Corinthians. It says, "Whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows generously will also reap generously." Right? So it's really words of wisdom from the Bible, that it is a time to reap, to sow generously, right? To not hold back. This is the time that God gave us to really plant those seeds. And it's a special time in the year that we get to do that. And of course, this Sunday is Easter Sunday, right? So it's a very special time that we join together with Christians from all around the world who are celebrating this day, where we reflect on Jesus's life, his ministry, his death, and his resurrection. And I think in many ways we can look at Jesus's life as a seed that God planted on this earth, right? That God wanted to plant this seed of unconditional love, of grace, of forgiveness, of faith, and ultimately of sacrifice. And while at the time, Jesus lived only 33 years, he had a short life. And by the end of his life, you might look at his foundation and think, it was a pretty small foundation. He had a handful of disciples and people that were listening to his teachings at the time, but it was pretty small if you looked at it from an objective sense. And that's the seed, right? The seed is always this small thing that you look at it and it doesn't look so impressive. It doesn't look so significant in the grand scheme of what else is going on in the world. But that seed went on to create the world that we know today, right? And that's one person, his teachings, his life, his example went on to create the most popular faith tradition in our whole world. It's thought that there are approximately 2.3 to 2.6 billion Christians today Isn't that amazing? Even in places like China, I heard there's around 130 million Christians in China right now. And if we look at in developing nations, it might seem like Christianity, the influence of Christianity is kind of waning, but actually Christianity is still a growing religion. It's still growing rapidly in Africa, in South America, in other places of the world. And beyond the billions that ascribe to the Christian faith, there are, say, billions more that are benefits, that are receiving the benefits of Jesus's life and teachings by living in a society that has been molded by this one man's life, right? Especially here in America. Our Constitution, our founding of our nation was really based off of the Judeo-Christian framework of the world. And for us unificationists, Easter is also special because it was a time when that seed was then passed forward, right? That from Jesus passing on that seed, that mission to our Father Moon. And I want to read this passage from his memoir about that time. He says, early Easter morning, after I had spent the entire night in prayer, Jesus appeared before me. He appeared in an instant, like a gust of wind, and said to me, God is in great sorrow because of the pain of humankind. You must take on a special mission on earth, having to do with heaven's work. That day, I saw clearly the sorrowful face of Jesus. I heard his voice clearly. The experience of witnessing the manifestation of Jesus caused my body to shake violently, like a quaking aspen's leaves trembling in a strong breeze. I was simultaneously overcome with fear so great, I felt I might die, and gratitude so profound, I felt I might explode. Jesus spoke clearly about the work I would have to do. His words were extraordinary, having to do with saving humanity from its suffering and bringing joy to God. So again, this is Father explaining this experience of kind of receiving this seed into his heart, this idea that he could be someone who could relieve God's suffering and bring joy to God, relieve the suffering of humanity. And of course, God also planted a seed in our true mother. And we could see that in her life, in her works, in her words. You know, similar to Jesus, her life is like a seed that God planted to show us a new perspective about God, that God is not just a heavenly Father, but also a heavenly mother, to see that God also has this very feminine and warm love. And, you know, I truly believe that no matter what happens to her, no matter what the world tries to do to silence her or bring her down, that seed that God planted is already firmly rooted in the ground. Adieu. And, you know, just like the Christians, the few Christians that were there at Jesus's time, you know, the foundation might have looked small. It might have seemed like it was rocky. But I believe that as time passes, that just like Jesus's, that seed that was Jesus, his life, his words bloomed and blossomed into such incredible harvest and fruit that our true parents, their life and their works in the years and decades and centuries to follow will also bloom to harvests that we cannot even imagine. Adieu. So, you know, we're talking about this, and you know, in a sense, this is very providential. This is maybe a cosmic perspective of what God is doing in the world. But God is also planting something in all of you and in me and all of us. right? We are all a part of God's story, God's dream, God's plan. And I don't think God only works with the few chosen people, but God is really trying to work with all of his children, right? So we need to take some time to reflect on that. Reflect on, what is God planting in me right now? Yes, God is doing many things in the world. God is doing many things through our movement. But what about me personally? What is God trying to say to me? What is the seed that God is trying to plant in my heart? Maybe it's a desire that you feel, a desire to create something, a desire to do something. Maybe it's a vision, something that you could just see inside of your mind when you close your eyes and you see it, and it's just so beautiful, and you feel pulled and called to create that. Or even just simply an idea that is just keeps coming up, keeps popping itself into your mind. You ever have those things? They just don't seem to go away. Maybe that's a seed that God is actually trying to plant inside of your heart and inside of your mind. It could be something in your personal life. It could be a seed about who you could become. It could be a seed about your character, about habits that you could develop and build. It could be a seed about your health, about what your physical health could be like, or about new abilities that you could develop, new education that you can gain. Maybe there are relational seeds about, what my relationships could be, the relationship that I have with my spouse, with my family, with my friends. It could be about the relationship with my community, or the kind of community I'd like to live in, or kind of community I'd like to create. Or there could be seeds about things that you could do, things that you can create, right? It could be business ideas. It could be music ideas, art, building, construction, working on developing your environment. All of these are seeds that God plants in our heart. So I want to share a few things that I feel God has been planting in my heart personally. Ooh, what is that? Well, this was a mistake. That was not supposed to be there. No, I'm just kidding. So this is what is called kombucha. Anyone ever heard of kombucha? Yeah. So I just got this inspiration that I want to learn how to make kombucha. So I looked into it and found some videos, and I started my first brew of kombucha. Kombucha is kind of a fermented tea, for those of you who don't know. It's supposed to be really good for your gut. And we've been drinking a lot of seltzer in my family. And I was like, you know what? We could just make seltzer at home with kombucha. So I got inspired about this. And this is what it looks like so far. I don't know if this is a success or not yet. Just so you know, this might be one of those seeds that don't quite make it. But that's okay. I'm still learning, and I know it'll look like that at some day. Interesting thing is when God plants a seed in your heart, all of a sudden, all of your YouTube feed also becomes informational things about that. So it's one thing I do appreciate about YouTube. Another seed that I feel God is really planting in my heart is about friendship. Something that sometimes those seeds come from experiences that you have. You meet someone, you have a certain conversation, and it sparks something like, oh, I want more of this, And, as a pastor, I feel really blessed because a lot of times I do get to have these kind of very rich and deep conversations with people about what's going on in their life. And when I experience that, I always feel like, oh, wow, this is why I do what I do. This is my life. Like, this is what I want to do. I just want to have depth in relationship with people. And so I could really feel like God is planting that seed in my heart through the experiences that I'm having with our brothers and sisters here. Um, and also fun. That's another thing. I hear Reverend Kikuchi has been playing Catan with some of our members here. And when I heard that, I was like, you know what? I haven't played Catan in years. It's like, I gotta have some more fun in my life. And then, of course, another one is our own community garden. Of course, with the spring coming, it's always something that pops up in my mind, and I think a lot of us start thinking about our garden and what are we going to plant and what are we going to build there. These are some shots that I took yesterday, so you can see the garlic is doing really well that we planted last fall. And also, I don't know if you all know this, but Dominic created a greenhouse, like a functioning greenhouse in that area. Let's give that a round of applause. Pretty awesome. So there's many little seedlings growing there now, which is very cool. And we'll be really excited to kind of get to work on that. And one idea that came up for me when I was thinking about what we want to do this year in the garden is I'd like to experiment with doing kind of a farm to table experience here at Belvedere. Maybe we won't get to that kind of high level, but just getting started, where maybe after service we are enjoying some radish soup that Chirumi made that came from the radishes we grew in our garden. Doesn't that sound good? That sounds amazing. But yeah, really creating this kind of cycle of, planting the seeds, growing it, and then being able to enjoy the fruits of our garden as a community. So here are, I just wanted to share a few examples of some seeds that are planted in my heart. And I feel that, again, I'm sure there's in every single person in this room, there are seeds in your heart of visions, of ideas that God has given you to plant into this ground. So what stops us from really sowing these seeds? I'm sure we've all experienced great ideas, great visions, great plans even, that end up going nowhere, right? That, maybe they're stuck in some awesome Google Doc in your Google Drive, but never quite turned into something substantial on this earth, right? So what is it that really stops us? I think we have to look at that. And in Ecclesiastes, it says, whoever watches the wind will not plant. Whoever looks at the clouds will not reap. Read that again. Whoever watches the wind will not plant. Whoever looks at the clouds will not reap. So that basically says it all. But to kind of bring that to our modern speak, what might we say? You might say, whoever watches the news will not plant. And whoever waits for perfection will not reap. Okay? I think a big thing that stops us is we are constantly looking out at the world, at all of the uncertainty that the world likes to throw at us. There is the AI, right? AI right there. What's the point of, studying this or learning this if AI is just going to replace me anyway in 5 years? There's the uncertainty of the markets and the economy, of the competition. There is the uncertainty of the Korean government and what are they going to do to our movement, and what is the Japanese government going to do to our movement. And there are many things that are happening in the world that we cannot control. And if we are glued to our screens watching the news and just thinking about everything that is outside of my control and watching the winds go back and forth, chances are you're not spending your time actually planting those seeds that God has given you to plant. Do you? Yeah. Yeah, I think this is very real for a lot of us. And oh yeah, before I get there, I think there's one thing that I really want us all to remember about all of this that's going on in the world. About what's going on in Japan, what's going on in Korea, what's going on in America, what's going on in all over, all the crazy things. So, brothers and sisters, let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place. It will beat you to your knees. But it ain't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. That was taken by the great words of Rocky Balboa, for those of you who don't know. Yeah, I love it. Already, if we look out, there is some great news. We look at our brothers and sisters in Japan. There's already news that the Unification Church followers consider new organization to continue practices. This was in the Japanese newspaper. And of course, of course we're doing that. I mean, we're not just going to lay down as the world says to stop, right? We're going to get back up and we're going to keep going. And though it might have felt like the whole world was ending and things were really scary, but hey, we're still here and we're still fighting, right? And even our next generation in Japan, they're still preaching on the streets. They're still declaring boldly that they are proud to be second generation in the unification movement. And we will continue to do so and continue to also support from America as well. So no matter what happens in this world, no matter what happens, what we see in the news, just let it be noise and put your mind at what is right in front of you and plant the seeds that God has been giving you. Because, it's God's responsibility to give you that inspiration, to give you those ideas, to give you that vision. But ultimately, it is our responsibility to take those seeds and plant it on the ground. And nobody can do that but us. So, I want to close with these words. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Right? If we can do that, if we can really trust God, have faith, and plant those seeds with faith, then there is nothing that can stop us. Not you? Thank you, brothers and sisters. Let us close with a prayer. Let's join me in prayer. Most beloved Heavenly Parent, true parents, we thank you on this glorious Sunday, this Easter Sunday, Heavenly Parent. We're gathered here together as brothers and sisters from Belvedere, from Manhattan, from all over, Heavenly Parent, really coming to praise you, to express our gratitude to you, to Jesus for his life, his works, his sacrifice, for his model that he showed that no matter what the world does, Heavenly Parent, no matter how the world wants to persecute you, that you never stop. You never stop working, Heavenly Parent. Jesus never stopped working until his last breath. He was giving the love that you wanted him to give. He was showing your heart manifest on this earth, Heavenly Parent. And our true parents have done the same. No matter what, they keep going, Heavenly Parent. They keep telling us to pray for the sake of this nation, of this world, and also for our own families and our life, God. Heavenly Parent, it's time for us to really dig deep, to listen, Heavenly Parent. Listen to what's on our hearts. God, you've put beauty, you've put inspiration, you've put love inside of each and every person here that's just waiting to be planted, waiting to be manifested, Heavenly Parents, in a very real and physical way, God. Not to just be an idea, not to be something that we can see when we get to heaven, Heavenly Parent, but that can be planted firmly on the earth, God. Heavenly Parent, I want to thank you so much that we get to be here today with these wonderful brothers and sisters. This is the fruit of our true parents. This is the fruit of Jesus. All of those sacrifices, Heavenly Parent, we get to enjoy those fruits. God, the faces, the smiles, the welcome, the hugs, the conversations that we get to have with the brothers and sisters that are gathered here in this room and beyond, God. We are so blessed. We are truly blessed people, Heavenly Parent. And there is nothing that the world can do or say that can take away that blessing, God. We thank you. We want to really determine and pledge ourselves on this day to live lives of gratitude, to live lives of sharing this blessing, this feeling that we have, God. We thank you and we love you with all of our hearts, and we trust you. We believe in you. And I pray this in gratitude and attendance to our Holy Mother Han. In my name, Justin Okamoto, a blessed family. Jew. Thank you, brothers and sisters. And we do have a reflection question today. What is God planting in your heart, and what is one action you can take to plant it on the ground? Thank you.
Can we give one more round of applause to our wonderful pastor for his beautiful message? Okay, so yes, we have these two reflection questions. So right now, I'd like everyone to turn to the person next to you and discuss about the service that we just heard. Could be these 2 points, or could just be any takeaways that you had. So let us take a couple of minutes to share with one another. And if you haven't switched already, please switch and share. You can slowly start to wrap our pair share. Okay, thank you everybody for sharing with your partners. Please thank your partners. I definitely hear a lot of fruitful discussion in the crowd. So you can slowly turn our attention back. Okay, so I hope that everyone was able to have meaningful discussions about the sermon with your partner. And I hope that there's someone who would like to share about the discussion that they had. You can raise your hand. Then, oh, in the back.
Yeah, the only thing I have that I have to say is that I really feel that what is God planning in your heart? For all of us, I know that we're going through challenges, and it's difficult for when we see things going on in Japan and America, and even what's going on in Korea, right? But I think I took very positive the idea that with what our family is doing in Japan, in making that effort to let people know, I think that's very important. I think my way of, for me personally, is I always try to contact people, and just for you to know, I'm a very Trump supporter. Letting that clear. Some of them, I know that some members are Democratic supporter. That's fine. You know, we're all still brothers and sisters in the God. But the way I look at it is that I try to testify to people politically to give them confidence, and I don't know how you do it, but to give them confidence that this is what I think, this is what I feel. And then even if they disagree, I realize, okay, that doesn't work. So then I try our church, but then they're not so conservative, or they look at our theology. Even when I try to reach out to pastors, what moon? That's it's another issue. But what I realize is that as long as they know that I exist and that I'm there, and I always was telling my wife right now, it's always interesting when people go then through a downside, really, really go through a difficulty, then they're leashing out to somebody that, oh, I remember that person. He's a little bit nerdy or a little bit strange, but he has a good points, and I can always assimilate my confidence to that person. And I think the important thing is, as a family, is that we have to continue reaching out to people what we feel, we think, regardless of what they think. Because in the overall, you leave it in God's hands, they will, when the difficulty comes, might come to you. And you have to be ready and available to listen. Even I won't go into second gen that I know, but some of them even saying, you guys, the only followers in this church is the old people. You old guys are just still there. We're like out of the picture. And I tell them, not really. There's some second gen that are still surviving the fruits of our labor. And so what I'm trying to address is the fact that keep witnessing, keep loving, keep caring, keep trying, and be open to your heart, what you want to say, regardless of their bias or they're figuring out they don't agree. Because someday they're going to reach out and say, I remember that person when things do change and they want to know more. And you just have to be prepared with, okay, now I'm ready for, and that, so you constantly have to prepare your heart and your way. So, don't just feel confident. And that's what I'm feeling now. Like I was even talking to my wife, I said, one thing I said, she said, oh, I don't, it's knowing how to reach out to people. And I said, well, don't worry. You're not going to get immigrated out of the country, you're with me. So, and if they do, then it's okay because you get to go back to Japan. You get to the witness. I'm only joking with her. She started laughing. But I think finding out what plants in our heart, and the way I'm doing it is just different testimonial ways of reaching out. And that's the best thing you can do. And loving and caring and listening. That's what I like.
Thank you so much for your thorough review. Maybe we can have one more person share. Deja.
Really, when we think about what we are what's planting in us, sometimes we don't realize that not only is it coming within us, it could also spread to others. As we already know, our own parents, we give to our children, and in turn, we reap what we sow. Our children grow up, they become what they want to be, even at the point where we think to ourselves, what have we taught that they know this so well? Sometimes we could teach them things we don't even know we're teaching them. Like self-discipline, as we already know. Some of our children know how to take care of themselves. That's because they see us do it very well. And other things we plant is basically kindness. They see us sometimes give to the homeless, sometimes donate to proper causes, maybe for Africa, maybe for churches and stuff. And later on, you see them grow up and do that for everyone around them. Help others, help churches, help very large causes. And great things they they do for actions is they kind of replicate the great things in life. They make events, they volunteer a lot more, and they start socializing, building communities, great communities, like Belvedere was created for a great community, and it makes my heart warm knowing I get to come to this community and be with everyone here.
Thank you so much, Deja. So heartwarming. Yes. So thank you everyone for sharing. Even those who didn't share, thank you so much for sharing to your partner. And you can always carry out your discussions after service as well. And yes, so to wrap up our program for today, I would like to welcome back up the song team so they can close with the ending song.
What a wonderful service we had, huh? Everybody, what do you think? Yeah, some great feedback. So we're really happy to have our Manhattan brothers and sisters here. So this is a time of unity and strength, facing all the adversities as well that are in front of us. We have to move forward. I hope that came out well.
We know what you
You know, singers always have to do the rrr, move their tongue and so on, because if they don't, you sing the wrong note or you go sing the wrong tune or something like that. It doesn't come out well. So I wonder what speakers do. So we will all gather together now, stand, and we'll sing the closing song of unity.
우리의 소원은
Our church hopes, our cherished hopes are for unity. We will dreams are for unity. We'll give our lives for unity. Come along, unity. Very safe and all people. Unity, safe and all nations. Come here, unity. Come along, unity. Come along, unity. Come along, unity.
Thank you so much for coming to today's Sunday service. I hope that you all have a great rest of your week. And feel free to have fellowship outside as well. Thank you.